I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Ascension Parish Council, Thursday, December 17th. Tonight our invocation will be led by John Abear, Justice of the Peace, Danny Thibodeau, our Constable, and Chief James LeBlanc, Constable. Leroy Les, another Justice of the Peace, is at a school board meeting tonight. We'd like to recognize him also. Our invocation will be led by Chief LeBlanc. Chief, would you come forward, please?
Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness to our nation, our state, and our parish, and for giving us blessings far beyond what we deserve. As we gather in this meeting room tonight to celebrate and honor great men and women and children who have accepted the call of community service, I pray that you will continue to bless and prosper us. We continue to pray today for our parish president, the parish council, and all the parish administrative staff. I pray for our sheriff and his administrative staff, as well as all those brave young men and women bearing the badge in the fire service, as well as law enforcement. I ask you to bless and protect our firefighters, our deputies, and our military as they put their life on the line every day. Give them the wisdom to know what is right and the courage to implement those things. We ask you to divinely guide their step and bless them as they look to you before making decisions for your people. I pray that we continue to have unity and harmony in our great parish of Ascension. I ask you to continue to prosper and bless our parish as you have graciously done so far. I also ask that you give this council the strength to make the tough decisions that have to be made in this council room tonight and during all council meetings to move our parish in the direction we are currently moving. We also pray again for each and every one of our soldiers fighting for our freedom that will not be able to come home this holiday season with their families. This I pray in the name of Christ. Amen.
Amen. I pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Roll call, Ms. Suzanne. Councilman Randy Kluart is missing. He is on the way. Should be here any minute. Chair additions. Councilman, I'll need to put a meeting change on the agenda tonight. That's our January 7th meeting. Move it to January the 6th.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Benny Johnson. Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? I will put this on item 8B. I would also like to announce we will pass on item 10E. 10E will be introduced in Dawsonville.
9, Mr. Chairman.
Or is it 9? I'm sorry. 9E, excuse me, 9E. Will be introduced in Dawsonville. I don't have anything else to add. Our public comment period. Anything, anybody wishing to speak on any item on the agenda, please sign in with Ms. Suzanne. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. We'll get to our presentation section. President Martinez, Coach, would you and Mr. Reed, Eric Reed, come forward, please?
We have a lot of outstanding athletes in Ascension Parish, but we have one that's been honored probably more so this year than any other athlete in the past or the present. So with that, I'd like to recognize Eric Reed, a senior safety and wide receiver at Touchdown High School, one of 2 Louisiana players chosen to participate in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl in San Antonio, January 9th at noon on NBC, named the District 6-5A Defensive Most Valuable Player. rated as number 63 prospect in the nation by ESPN.com, number 70 by Rivals.com, and the number 2 prospect in Louisiana by both recruiting services. As a senior, he had 45 tackles, including 5 for losses, 3 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries. He also ran for 962 yards, 11 touchdowns on 178 carries, while catching 20 passes for 300 yards and 1 touchdown. The best thing about this is grade point average is 4.5. So, nominated for Student of the Year at Dutchtown High School. Another good thing, he's committed to play football at LSU. And a major in chemistry and calculus. So, Eric, we just want to give you a small token of our appreciation for being such an outstanding man and leader in Ascension Parish. Hope that you come back after all your college career is over, and hopefully your pro career, and come back and settle in with us, and come back and join the council at that time and tell us about it. So, this certificate of excellence, the Parish of Ascension is proud to present this certificate of excellence to Dutchtown High School senior Eric Reed on the occasion of his being selected to the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, being named the District 6-5A Defensive Most Valuable Player in his commitment to LSU. We join with the entire Parish Council in wishing you good luck in your future. And go Tigers. Eric.
I'd just like to thank the Parish Council for giving me this award tonight. Coach Say and my dad for being here with me tonight, my mom who's in California working, and the rest of my family for supporting me. Thank you.
It was a great honor to coach here. We had about 168 kids in our program. Some of them require more attention than others. Other than being a wonderful athlete, it was awful or reassuring not to have to worry about him being academically eligible, or him being in practice, or basically he handled the locker room for us, leadership. So we're going to definitely miss him next year, but it'd be nice to be able to watch him continue his career at LSU.
Mr. Reed, you want to come up and take some pictures?
Best part about it, we don't have to face it in ceremony.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good luck to you.
Next, I'd like to call Sergeant Jeff Griffin and Deputy John Gyro. Okay. We want to honor these two gentlemen for a job well done with the Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff has already commended them for the job. But we want to also recognize them. We're also proud of them. On September 19, 2009, Deputy Gyro and Griffin responded to a disturbance at a bar on Amy River. While they were investigating the incident, the suspect attempted to avoid being arrested by jumping into the river and trying to swim away. About 50 to 75 yards out, the suspect began yelling that he was drowning and went under several times. Sergeant Griffin and Deputy Gyro immediately removed their gear, dove into the river, and with the assistance of an air mattress thrown into the river by an employee of the bar, were able to rescue the suspect. Both received letters of commendation from the sheriff's office. So tonight we want to also give you letters of commendation. Sergeant Griffin. The Parish of Ascension is proud to present the certificate of commendation to Sergeant Jeff Griffin for his quick thinking and brave actions in the saving a potential drowning victim on September 19, 2009. Join with Council Chairman Pat Bell and the entire Parish Council in thanking you for your heroism and outstanding service to our community.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Parish is also proud to present this certificate of commendation to you for your quick thinking and brave actions in saving a potential drowning victim on September 19, 2009. Again, we join with Pat Bell and the entire council in Ascension Parish in thanking you for your heroism and outstanding service to our community. Thank you. Lieutenant Sam Bitter and Deputy Jason Kling. The next day, on September 20th, 2009, Deputy Bitter and Kling responded to an attempted suicide call at a residence. A distraught woman was apparently attempting to commit suicide by locking herself in a running vehicle inside of her locked garage. Lieutenant Bitter and Deputy Kling forced their way into the home using breaching tubes, got into the garage, were able to get the woman out of the car, and she survived. Both received letters of commendation from the Sheriff's Department. Sam, how long have you been with the Sheriff's Office?
28 years in February.
Congratulations. This certificate is hereby awarded to Lieutenant Sam Bitter. The Parish of Ascension is proud to present this certificate of commendation to Lieutenant Sam Bitter for his quick thinking and brave actions in saving a distraught individual from harm on September 20, 2009. We join with the Council Chairman Pat Bell and the entire Parish Council in thanking you for your heroism and outstanding service to our community. Sam. Next, Deputy Jason Kling. We're also proud to present this certificate of commendation to Jason for his quick thinking and brave actions in saving a distraught individual from home on September 20th, 2009. Join with the entire Parish Council, the entire parish, in fact, in thanking you for your heroism and outstanding service to our community. Jason, thank you.
Well, today we're here receiving an award on behalf of a job that we did well. I believe the most important thing, I know they would like to say it as well as myself, is that every day we got deputies out there that doesn't have the opportunity to step up and get an award, but they're out there every day putting their life on the line. And I guess on behalf of this award and our Ascension Parish Sheriff's Department, I'd like to say we appreciate it, and we appreciate the work that that all of our guys do. Thank y'all again.
I'd like to thank the Parish Council for recognizing myself and my guys with this award. We've been previously recognized by the sheriff for. I would be remiss if I didn't recognize my wife, who's out here in the audience. She also works with the sheriff's office as a patrol deputy. She worked all day today in the rain. She's my rock and my support, and I thank her for all her support over the years. Also, my son, who's in the United States Navy, currently assigned as a recruiter in the Baton Rouge area. Thank him for being here also. I'd like to also thank all of my team on Patrol Squad 4 on this side of the river. And also, we all try to do the best job we can. Sometimes it don't always work out the way people want it to, but we try to do the best we can. We have some very good dispatchers working in the 911 center that we couldn't do it without. Also, we work very closely with all the fire departments in the parish and value their assistance on fires and accident scenes or scenes like this attempted suicide that we went to. We couldn't do it without their help and support either. And I thank Chief LeBlanc for all the hard work he has done with the fire departments. Thank y'all.
Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, we will move on to our next item. Parish President report, please.
I got a few things. First of all, I certainly want to thank Public Works and drainage crews. We got anywhere from 7.5 to 10.5 inches of rain in the parish, and I don't think we had any houses that had any major flooding in them. We had a few that had seepage. They worked hard, they worked tirelessly, and when they were called upon, I can assure you they went out. And a lot of times we don't pat them on the back, but I will just tell you, this week I monitored a lot of things closely, and there was an excellent and professional job done, and I certainly want to take this opportunity and thank everyone that responded. Also with the Sheriff's Department, who helped us and let us know where the barricades needed to be in the fire departments. It was a team effort, I can tell you, and I've never seen it done better.
Great. Okay, sir.
And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the council for a good year and for working together. And I think we accomplished a lot this year, and a lot of the credit goes to you guys. And I want to take this opportunity to thank y'all. And also want to wish everyone in the parish a happy holiday season, and please be safe and don't drink and drive. We don't need any more casualties here in the parish. And last but not least, I want to wish Council Chair Pat Bell a happy birthday, belated. I think it was Wednesday. I think he's eligible now for Social Security, so I'm not going to tell you what his age is, but I can just say that now he's eligible. So.
Thank you, sir. I'm 2 years younger than you and the sheriff, I believe. So
that's right. So, well, Merry Christmas to all of you also.
He's been eligible for that.
Thank you. Anything else? That's it? Okay, sir. Next, we'll move into our consent agenda section. I'll need a motion to...
So moved, Chairman.
Got a motion by Councilman George Valentine. We have a second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Item 8, we'll move into the election of chairman and vice chairman of the council. I'll open the floor for nominations.
Move to nominate Councilman Bell for chairman.
Second.
Have a move by Councilman Shakespeare to nominate Pat Bell for chairman, a second by Councilman Chris Lohr.
Move to close the nominations.
Have a motion to close the nominations by Councilman Shakespeare, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. I would like to say, as always, I appreciate this opportunity. I feel like I'm representing well. I still have room to go. I will never let you down. I'm out there every day at every function, and I will continue to do that. And I thank you all. I would like to keep our spirit of cooperation that we came in with 2 years ago. That's something I think about every day, and I strive to honor it. But I thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. Next, we have the election of the vice chairman of the council.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I'd like to nominate Councilman Kluwat.
Have a nomination for Councilman Kluwat by Dennis Cullen, second by Councilman Benny Johnson.
Move to close.
Move to close by Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion's carried. Next, we'll move into our Transportation Committee meeting. Chairman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
You had 8B, the meeting change?
Put it on the wrong sheet. I'm very sorry. Number 8B, I'll need a motion to move the Donaldsonville meeting to January the 6th.
So moved.
Moved by Councilman Benny Johnson.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. The meeting will be at 6 p.m. in Donaldsonville on Wednesday, January the 6th. Thank you. Item 9, Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee met. We have A, approval of certificate of substantial completion for the 2007 turn lane and right-of-way -01 Phase 2 intersection project. This was passed.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve by Councilman Shakespeare, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
This is one that Councilman Adrian Thompson will be interested in. Approval of low bid for Westworthy Road, clearing and grubbing, project from DePen in the amount of $79,474.
So motion.
Motion by Councilman Thompson, second by Councilman Ken Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
C, approval of plans to authorization of the bid for the 2010 SC81-02 project.
So moved, Mr.
Got a
Chairman.
motion by Councilman Todd Lambert,
Second.
second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
D, approval of plans for authorization to bid out the 081-01 project.
So moved.
Councilman Todd Lambert makes a motion, second by Councilman Benny Johnson. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
F, to authorize the parish president to enter in an act exchange with the city of Gonzales to approve the local service agreement authorizing the same.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Councilman Dennis Cullen, second by Councilman Todd Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
And G, speed limit reduction from 25 to 15 on Purvis Acres.
So moved, Mr.
A
Chairman.
motion by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to go ahead. I know Miss Jackie, is she here? Well, Ronnie, we want to thank all the hard work, you and Miss Jackie, and a lot of turn lanes and different things were added this year, and we had a lot of good weather. I don't know if you had any closing or if parish president had anything on the closing but transportation, but we had a really good year. Y'all have anything you want to close out with?
One thing, those two projects are going to be $6 million going to go into the widening projects and $5 million in overlays. So that's the two projects that you authorized tonight to bid on. And again, I agree, we had a good year. We look forward to working closer with the state. We did get Highway 73, Old Jefferson Highway, approved from airline to airline, if you want to look at airline to the parish line. So that was some surplus money, that stimulus money that we got that we didn't think we'd get. So that's another state project. Hopefully we can get 73, work with them this year, and hopefully get that job bid out into 2011, beginning of 12 is basically what I'm hearing now as far as construction. 42, we're continually working with the state as we speak. They hopefully are going to spend some money buying some right-of-way that's going to be needed there with the money that they have in hand, and hopefully we can get enough money to actually do the project. So, you know, it's been a good year transportation-wise, as I said, and hopefully we can continue that trend this upcoming year, and we will be working hard and trying to do so, and working with the state and the federal government to do so.
Okay, so any more, Chairman Lambert?
That's it, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, we will next move into our general business section. Whoa, what do we have here? Ladies and gentlemen, in our presentation, I neglected to announce a new member of our Ascension family, Miss Sinclair Elizabeth Lohr, new daughter of Councilman Chris Lohr and his wife Jody. Congratulations.
Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it. I really want to just real quick thank everybody for their thoughts and prayers over the last couple months. Got a little hairy there for a while, but we really appreciate all the prayers and the support, and we're just blessed that everything came out all right, and she's healthy and normal, and if we could just get some sleep now, we'd be in business. So, thanks.
I'd like to thank you, Lester Kenyon. Good job.
Thanks.
Item 10, annual funding for the South Central District Livestock Show. Mr. Mike Hebert.
Okay, my name is Mike Hebert. I'm the county agent in Lafourche Parish, and I'm the manager of the South Central District Livestock Show, which is held at Lamar Dixon Expo Center. This livestock show has been in existence since 2002, and over those years we average about 650 exhibits that are being exhibited by over 400 4-H and FFA youth from a 7-parish area. In those past 8 years, the Ascension Parish Council has been generous enough to provide funding in the amount of $10,000 to help with the expenses incurred in conducting the livestock show. I'm here tonight to ask for your continued support in the amount of $10,000 to assist us with the 2010 District Livestock Show. Do any of you have any questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I would like to offer that motion that we continue for Mr. Hebert.
We have a motion by Councilman Dempsey Lambert, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Any discussion?
Yes, sir.
Councilman
Chairman.
Cluart.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Hebert. We want to thank you for coming forth and representing the livestock show, and we're very proud to be hosting that event. And,
Well, I appreciate it, and you know, the Ascension Parish Council has been very supportive of us in the past, and I look forward to our continued relationship with the Ascension Parish Council, and we will go through every resource that we have to provide an educational program for the 4-H and FFA youth in this 7-parish area. Thank you.
I would like to also recognize he's my neighbor. He's helped many kids in this parish. Mr. Nunez, is he still out here? Dwayne? Thank you, man, for coming out.
Any more discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
Thank you very much. And I invite you, I extend an invitation, personal invitation, if y'all are available, February 4th, 5th, and 6th, to come on by Lamar Dixon and see what our youth are doing in the area of livestock. Thank you.
All right, so thank you, sir. Item 11, NRCS project, CAO, Mr. Cedric Grant, please.
Councilman, what you have before you is an amendment to agreement between the Parish of Ascension and CDM for design services and the authorization to bid the project. This was addressed at the Drainage Board, but as we went through the agreement, we found that in order to track the federal regulations, we needed to follow our FEMA guidelines. So basically, this amendment is an amendment to the FEMA contract to address the NRCS funding directly. So that's the first amendment.
I have a motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries.
The next is an authorization to bid the project.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Grant. Move into our introduction of ordinance section. Introduction of ordinance to declare a 1978 Ford FMC pumper truck with a vehicle identification number of F82JVAG5527 as surplus and transfer title pursuant to a cooperative endeavor agreement.
Motion introduced.
Motion introduced by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Benny Johnson. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. 13, budget amendment number 7 to amend the ordinance approving, adopting, and appropriating the 2009 operating and capital budgets for the Parish of Ascension.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluott.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. 14, to authorize the exchange of certain immovable property owned by the Parish of Ascension for certain immovable property owned by the City of Gonzales for the purpose of completing the Roddy Road widening from Louisiana LA 621 to LA 931 road construction project. Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson. Second by Councilman Benny Johnson. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. Let's move into our public hearing ordinance section. Reading of the ordinance, Ms. Amanda.
Purpose, to amend the ordinance adopted November 5th, 2009 by the governing authority in and for Ascension Parish, providing for certain administrative functions relative to the continued operation and maintenance at Lamar Dixon Expo Center by providing an expanded list of fees for the continued operation of the Lamar Dixon Expo Center. Whereas an ordinance authorizing the Parish of Ascension to assess and collect certain fees for the operation of the Lamar Dixon Expo Center was adopted by the Ascension Parish Council at the November 5th, 2009 meeting, and whereas the Parish of Ascension has discovered additional fee schedules that require approval of the Parish Council in order to operate the facility, and whereas the Charter of the Parish of Ascension, Section 6-01, requires an ordinance for all acts that regulate the rate or other charge for services provided by the parish, therefore be it ordained that the Ascension Parish Council, the governing authority in and for the Parish of Ascension, does hereby supplement the fee schedule previously adopted by removing the second page of Exhibit A and adding the following 3 pages attached hereto and made a part hereof.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluott, second by Councilman Benny Johnson. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward, sign in with Ms. Suzanne. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. I'll need a motion to close public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Benny Johnson.
Second.
Second by Councilman Randy Cluott. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance. Motion by Councilman Adrian Thompson.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion?
Discussion.
Discussion. Councilman Chris Lohr.
Ms. Manda, you said the charter specifies we have to approve this set list of a set list of fees.
Any fees you assess the public has to be approved by the governing authority.
But, okay, so I guess where I'm going is this locks us in specifically to these rates, right? There's no room for...
There would be no wiggle room as written.
So I guess that's kind of where I'm just thinking about, a little uncomfortable, just thinking about if, for example, we were trying to negotiate to land some big event and, it says the banquet room, $400, and let's say they wanted to lease it long-term, rent it long-term, or something like that, and we could do $350. We couldn't even do anything like that without having to go through the whole ordinance process and changing all that?
You could authorize a representative from administration to negotiate the fees on a reasonable basis. We could, you could amend the ordinance to provide for some of these allowances and negotiation tools.
I mean, I think that, obviously we have to have a base and some guidelines, but I mean, I'm just wondering if there's another way we can accommodate that, or at least have some kind of process in place so we don't miss out on something if something good comes along. I don't know if that's going through the Finance Committee or approving some kind of amendment to this, but sorry.
Councilman Kluwak.
Yes, Ms. Manda, but to the other council members also, I think that we do have to establish some rate fee for stuff. If we're going to charge people, we have to have some basis for it. But also, we do have the ability that if there's any special circumstances, or even if some of these rate fees become just non-competitive or for whatever, in any course of time, I would expect that the administration would come back to us and ask us to adjust them. But I mean, I don't know what you're talking about being locked in, Chris.
I'm wondering if maybe we could amend it to have it go through the Finance Committee or something like that. If there's something that is,
well,
yeah, that it is a. But then again, that's since it's an ordinance, Lindsay would have to go through.
I guess I understand the purpose of it.
Yeah.
And originally, this was enacted shortly after the act of sale because we were charging people to rent the facility, and by law we needed to have that authorized by the governing authority. So it's certainly something that if the council wishes to explore in the future, you could set a variable list of rates or not to exceed amount.
Councilman Valentine?
Yeah, well, I mean, and I see the parish president anxious to talk, but I'm sure he's going to agree. You have to set fees. We're a public entity. This is not like SMG has full reign and they can negotiate. We're the parish. You can't clean one person's ditch and can't clean the other. I mean, you have to have a set fee. If there is some extraordinary circumstance where we have to amend something, then that's where you do that. Other than that, everybody rents the same. I mean, that's what it is.
And I think that's exactly what I said.
Right. I mean, and so that's why it has to be this
So
way.
I think these fees are needed. We do have a set of fees, so I don't see a problem with this right now. I think if there's any special issue, somebody will be coming back to us on it.
That's correct.
All right.
I think,
Councilman Schaefer.
I do think we have the option, if we come back later. I would like to see this put in place tonight so we can move on. And we need to sit down and try to come up with a way to accomplish what Councilman Lowe is talking about, because there are, I think the worst thing in the world that we can do is micromanage something like this. And when you're developing when you have to create an ordinance to every fee in there, we can make some suggestions and find some ways to negotiate that they are negotiated, and that does happen. It does happen in public places all over. So I think we need to research that and come back with a recommendation from Finance Committee and the administration and see if we can make an amendment to this at a later date. But let's put this in place just like it is and move forward.
Okay, Councilman Joseph.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. This goes into effect after we approve it tonight.
Yes, sir.
Okay. That's all I need.
Okay, Councilman Kluwak.
Yeah, and this facility, just like as if by my house, Santa Monica Park, if you go to the parish to rent Santa Monica Park, there's a fee for it. And there are certain bylaws, certain restrictions, things that you have to do for it. And it's, I just believe 100%, and not necessarily every little dollar figure on it, but the fact is that we have to have a set of competitive fees. And if we have somebody that wants to rent Lamar Dixon for 10 years or something like that, I believe that would be something great that we could come back through committee for. But I think this looks good tonight.
Okay. Councilman Laurel?
Yeah, just I agree. I mean, we need to get this in place, and I'm not saying we shouldn't have it. We need to have a baseline, and we need to charge these rates. I was just those special events or something like that, the special circumstances. How do we manage that with this? And so, like you said, going through a committee, maybe we do a mandatory review, do at the finance committee every few months to make sure we're in line with what the market's doing. I just want to make sure we're competitive and getting the most we can out of Lamar Dixon. So.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilman Lambert.
just one thing, on the rates. Mr. Grant, Parish President, are these rates competitive with the surrounding, yes, if someone would want to hold a barrel race, a horse race, are we competitive with the arenas nearby, or who set these rates?
These were the rates that existed at Lamar Dixon at the time SMG contract ran out. So this is basically the baseline. This is the beginning of something. In talking to Ms. Flo and some other folks, they have in the past negotiated things. If somebody comes in and they have 25 parking, they want to park 25 RVs, okay, in the event. If the rate was $9.50, say, I mean, I don't know, I'm just pulling things. They have negotiated, well, since you're getting 25 of these in, maybe we can work with you on the other thing. So they have negotiated in the past, and that's the kind of thing. I don't know how we can become flexible, or if we can become flexible, but when you try to rent these places out, I mean, I'd like to at least look and see how Baton Rouge does it with the Centroplex and some other things, if they have a flexible type rate. But again, if you look at they don't run theirs, they have a company that runs them that under different rules. So it may be a problem, it may not be a problem, I don't know. But let us look at it. We'll come back to the Finance Committee and maybe make a recommendation. We'll do a little more research and get with you. It's other things like if the school board would use it, or say the sheriff's office use it, sometimes they'll put the prisoners in, they'll do the setups, and they'll do the tables, they'll do the cleanup. This way, if we tie to that rate, he's going to have to pay the full rate no matter what. And so I don't know if we can make an exception for those type things.
Intergovernmental agreement.
Yeah.
You can do an intergovernmental agreement.
Right, but we got to set all that in place too, because the way it is tonight after here, this is what it is. So anyway, we can come back to the Finance Committee meeting at the next month and kind of think about it a little more and see what we can come up with and discuss it. I'm okay with that.
Okay, sir. Any more discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is introduced. Item 18, ma'am? I mean, ordinance is adopted, excuse me. Item 18, ma'am.
It's going to be me.
Oh, okay, Rick.
Whereas Ascension Parish is a local government subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4th, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the parish has adopted zoning tables, a development code, master land use plan, subdivision regulations, drainage regulations, plan unit development regulations, traditional neighborhood development regulations, mobile home park regulations, recreational vehicle park regulations, fire hydrant code, a zoning map, and departmental fees, all separate entities of regulations within the responsibility of the Planning and Development Department, and whereas the existing regulations have been created and adopted without consistent enforcement, monitoring, or administrative processes, and whereas it is the desire of the Planning Commission to have a single document containing all applicable rules and regulations known as the Unified Land Development Code, be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that this ordinance hereby repeals separate regulations pertained within the new Land Development Code as outlined in Exhibit A and creates and adopts a unified Land Development Code attached as Exhibit B, version 82009. Latest available version is 1119. And in the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
I need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes. Sign in with Ms. Suzanne. I need a motion to close public hearing.
Motion closed.
Motion by Councilman Benny Johnson, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. I need a motion to move the ordinance. Councilman Dennis Cullen makes the motion, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. In discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Item 21, please.
Whereas Ascension Parish is a local government subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code was adopted on December 17, 2009, incorporating historic regulations as enacted, and whereas language needs to be modified from zoning commission or commission to planning commission to be consistent with state law, be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that Appendix 2, Section 17-2017, 17-2033, 17-2034, and 17-2035 of the Unified Land Development Code for Ascension Parish, Louisiana, is amended and as reflected in the attached exhibits. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please. Motion by Councilman Benny Johnson.
Second.
Second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Anyone wish to speak on this item, come forward. You'll be allowed 3 minutes.
Motion to close.
Motion closed by Councilman Benny Johnson.
Second.
Second by Councilman Chris Lohr. Need a motion to approve the ordinance.
Move the ordinance, Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Todd Lambert makes the motion.
Second.
Second by Councilman Benny Johnson. In discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Item 24, please.
Whereas Ascension Parish is a local governmental subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the Ascension Parish Council adopted the latest official zoning map on June 30, 2009, and whereas the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code was adopted on December 17, 2009, incorporating historic regulations as enacted, whereas additional content in this code is necessary to clarify the intent of interpreting the correct zoning designation for parcels subdivided after the enactment of the adopted zoning map. Be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that Appendix 2, Section 17-2011C of the Unified Land Development Code for Ascension Parish, Louisiana, is amended as follows. Unless otherwise shown on the zoning map, the boundary lines of zoning districts and overlay zones are lot lines, property lines, the center lines of streets or alleys or such lines extended, railroad right-of-way lines, the center lines of creeks and streams or corporate limit lines as they existed at the time of the enactment of this ordinance, or otherwise section lines as they exist within the various townships and ranges. Boundary lines which do not coincide with these landmarks shall be determined by using the scale of the zoning map. If a boundary line traverses a parcel or tract of land, and if a minimum of 51% of the property is located within a particular district, then the entire parcel or tract will be considered as being zoned that particular district. If a parcel or tract of land whose zoning is affected by this provision is subdivided, each individual tract, parcel, or lot of land created by the subdivision of the original tract shall be governed by the zoning district in which the newly created tract, parcel, or lot is located. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Benny Johnson, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. Anyone wish to speak on this item, please come forward. You'll be allotted 3 minutes.
Motion to close, Mr. Chairman.
Motion closed by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Randy Cluart. I'll need a motion to approve the ordinance.
Move the ordinance.
Councilman Benny Johnson makes a motion, second by Councilman Dempsey Lambert. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Item 27, please, sir.
Whereas Ascension Parish is a local governmental subdivision as defined by Article 6, Section 44 of the Louisiana Constitution of 1974, and whereas the Parish of Ascension is the governing and responsible body over the zoning and regulations within this jurisdiction, and whereas Article 6 of the Home Rule Charter of Ascension Parish, adopted May 4, 1993, identifies the process and manner in which to adopt ordinances regulating the lands of this parish, and whereas the official fee schedule of the building department was last updated and adopted by ordinance on April 2, 2009, superseding any previous ordinance of fee reference. Whereas the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code was adopted on December 17, 2009, incorporating historic regulations as enacted, and whereas revision to this regulation is necessary to ensure intent and understanding is clear and consistent, be it ordained by the Ascension Parish Governing Authority that Appendix 8, Section 17-804F2A to the Ascension Parish Unified Land Development Code of Ascension Parish, Louisiana, is amended as follows. Section 17804F2A is revised as, for each license issued under the provision of these regulations, there shall be paid to the Parish of Ascension an annual fee as listed in the approved fee schedule for Ascension Parish. The Ascension Parish Planning and Zoning Commission shall have authority to amend this fee and establish a schedule of fees. This schedule shall be present in the office of Ascension Parish Planning and Zoning Commission in Donaldsonville, Louisiana, and Gonzales, Louisiana, and may be altered or amended by the Ascension Parish Planning and Zoning Commission by resolution. Until all applicable shall have been paid in full, no action can be taken on any application or appeal. In the event that any portion of this ordinance is ever held invalid or unconstitutional for any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction over it, such portion shall be deemed a separate, distinct, and independent provision and shall not affect the validity of the remaining portions of the ordinance.
Need a motion to open public hearing, please.
Motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion to open by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman George Valentine. Anyone wish to speak on this matter, please come forward. You'll be allotted 3 minutes.
Motion to close, Mr. Chairman.
Motion to close by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Randy Cluart. I'll need a motion to move the ordinance, please.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Moved by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Any discussion? Any objection? Ordinance is adopted. Moving to our executive session, settlement offer for damages to North Robert Wilson Road by Beard Construction and settlement agreement in regards to Kyle Run versus the Parish of Ascension, docket number 91124, Division B, 23rd Judicial Court. I'll need a motion to go into executive session, please.
Motion.
Motion by Councilman Randy Cluart, second by Councilman Benny Johnson. Roll call, please.
Yes.
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 Councilman Joseph.
Yes.
Councilman Dempsey Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Todd Lambert.
Yes.
Councilman Laura.
Yes.
Councilman Shake Snyder.
Yes.
Councilman Thompson.
Yes.
Councilman Valentine.
Yes.
Have a motion to come back in session by Councilman Todd Lambert, second by Councilman Dennis Cullen. Councilman Thompson?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to move to authorize legal counsel to negotiate and perfect a settlement in this matter with Robert Wilson Road.
So moved.
Have a motion by Councilman Thompson, second by Councilman Kent Shakespeare. Any discussion? Any objection? Motion carries. Councilman Shakespeare.
Yeah, I'd like to offer up a resolution for a settlement in the second case read by Ms. Tony.
This is a resolution clarifying a resolution, whereas the Ascension Parish Council recognizes and confirms that the Parish of Ascension had formally taken in Blue Ridge Drive for maintenance in December of 1994 under the Unitary Plan of Operation for selection of parish roads for new construction and maintenance. Under this plan, the Parish of Ascension has maintained any right-of-way that had been acquired by the parish by statutory dedication, either by purchase, donation by the landowners, through continued maintenance of such, or formally accepted by resolution of the Parish Council. Although maintenance has previously been and continues to be performed by the Parish of Ascension on the right-of-way of Blue Ridge Drive through and up to the property line of Lot GL2, all in accordance with the Unitary Plan of Operation for selection of parish roads for new construction and maintenance mentioned here and above, at the request of the current landowner of Lot GL2, in order to clarify any question said owner or other interested parties might have hereto had concerning such. Therefore, be it resolved that the Ascension Parish Council agrees to continue to maintain the right-of-way of Blue Ridge Drive up and unto the property line of lot known as GL2, which right-of-way is located in Charleston subdivision.
Offer that in the form of motion.
Second.
Councilman Shakespeare makes the motion, second by Councilman Thompson. Any discussion, any objection? Resolution passes. Before we get to Councilman Lambert, Councilman Fluart, did you have anything?
Yes, right now I want to take this opportunity to thank my fellow council members for allowing me to be your chairman, vice chair, council vice chair for another year. Thank you very much. And on a personal note, I want to thank all of you guys up here and everybody in the parish administration and everybody that is for the prayers for the passing of my mom week before last. Thank you all very, very much. It was very great. You guys are great. Thank you.
Okay, sir. And one more note before we get to Todd. I'd like to thank Lester Kenyon for tonight. Deputy in the back, thank you, sir. I'd also like to thank Sherry Kitchen for your efforts, you and Gordy and everybody that had anything to do with our Christmas float. Thank you all for any of the councilmen that participated. It was very good. We represented the parish well. Thank you all very much. Councilman Todd Lambert, please.
Motion adjourned, Mr.
Motion
Chairman.
adjourned by Councilman Todd Lambert.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dennis Cullen.